Yo, yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Nothing But Rip. Um, this is something that I've been trying to do for a while, but I guess, never had the courage to do so. But I think now is the time. So yeah, um, I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know if this is gonna be the only one I do, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. For those of you watching, for those of you still watching, I'm pretty sure most of the people that came across the video have probably left already. But here we go. It's like I said, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. But I guess one of the things that I have struggled with in the past is public speaking. I know I'm just talking to a camera right now, but it kind of feels a little weird. But I know this is going to be, out in the public eventually. So, it is something, out of my comfort zone, but, it's like, I guess you gotta, face your fears head on, to get over them, right? So, but yeah, I mean, as far as, what this is going to be about, and like I guess the name of it, like it's nothing but rip. It's nothing but everything that we do. Rip can be anything. Rip can be whatever you have going on in your life. It's nothing but rip, and this is what that's going to be. The majority of it will probably be, about sports and revolving around sports, maybe some current events. But as you can see, I'm a big sports fan, basketball, football, baseball, golf. You know, as you can see, these are my teams, Lakers, Raiders, Dodgers. You probably have a good idea that, I'm from LA. Live in right now. I live in Palmdale, California. This is where I'm coming to you from. But if you don't know where that's at, it's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. If you want to look it up on a map. But yeah, I was born and raised in LA. You know, all my family is from LA, East LA to be exact. But yeah, I mean, as far as like, why I'm doing this, I think it's just because like, like I said, I've always thought about doing a podcast. I've always thought about, you know, doing something like this, but I don't know. I guess, when you have a fear of something, or, you're a little timid to do something, sometimes it gets the best of you, but I just thought, why not? It's either now or never. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just see where this goes. Even if it's just five of you that that listen, or 500. I don't know. I, I I don't even know like if I'm even doing this right, but I guess you just never know until you know, and you miss every shot you don't take. I guess I don't mean to sound cliche, um, but yeah, I mean we'll see what it can be. There's a lot going on right now. We got football just getting started. Um, Baseball is heading into the to the playoffs. So, and then basketball is right around the corner. So I just thought, why not? And obviously there's a lot going on in the world. But I'm not going to try to get. I'm going to try not to get too much into that. I'll leave that for like the people that really know what they're talking about and stuff like that. Obviously I have my own opinions about certain things, but I'm gonna just try to keep this as light as possible. Something that people can watch and enjoy, whether it's me talking about different teams, or football, basketball, baseball, golf, whatever. I think my idea is, for it is just to be something like for everyone, you know, it, anything, it doesn't have to be about, certain things. That's why it's pretty much what it is. It's just nothing but rip. It's nothing but rip. Um, but yeah, uh, I think for the most part, yeah, I think I just wanted this to be a little intro and, get it out there. So if you wanna, I'll put this on. This will be on YouTube, uh, and obviously on my social media channels. So yeah, I guess follow follow my page or like, subscribe. I'm gonna have to get used to the lingo, but yeah, I would really appreciate it, to kind of get, I guess, some followers. But yeah, like I said, who knows? Who knows if this will just be the only one? But I think for the most part, that's pretty much it. I think I'll just I think I'm just gonna wrap it up with some picks. Today's Thursday, so we got Thursday night football going on tonight, and then I'll make the Sunday picks as well. Um, before I get into that, just thanks for watching again, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see, I don't know, like, what this brings, or yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that this is my first time doing anything like this. Like, I'm already getting cotton mouth. Um, but yeah. Uh, I think it'll just be me for the most part. I do plan on having, guests along the way, family, friends, whoever wants to come on the show and just talk about, you know, whatever kind of rip they got going on. Um, but yeah, thanks again for watching, and looking forward to, see where this goes. So let's get into those picks. Like I said, tonight we got Thursday night football. So we got Buffalo and Miami in Buffalo. Buffalo's looking pretty good right now. I mean, I don't know. I think Josh Allen, you know, I don't know if it might be his time. We'll see. We'll see. He is starting off hot, 2-0. Miami's always those. They're always the ones to spoil something, but I think Buffalo could take care of them at home. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Go Buffalo. I'm just doing just straight up. I'm not doing spread or anything. Just to keep it simple. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo over Miami. Uh. Should be a pretty good game though. Should be a pretty good game. Let's see. And then on Sunday in the 10 o'clock Pacific time slot, we got Bengals and Vikings. Bengals and Vikings in Minnesota. I mean, that should be a pretty good one. I think both quarterbacks are going to be out, um, so it's going to be the battle of the backups potentially. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think they still got a pretty good squad. Um, I don't know how the Vikings backup is going to look, but I'm gonna go Bengals. Go Bengals on the road. Bengals on the road. And then we got Texans and Jaguars in Jacksonville. Man, Texans have gotten off to a pretty rough start. I expected CJ Stroud to look a little better than he has. Um, Trevor Lawrence is looking pretty good. Uh, should be a pretty good game. Uh, Divisional game. I think I'm gonna go with man. I hate to do it, but I think I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. Um, I know it'll be tough for the Texans to go 0-3 to start off the season, but Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Jacksonville. Mm, and in a close game, I think they'll pull it off in a close game at home. So I'm gonna go Jaguars. Go Jaguars at home. Then we got another divisional game. Same division, Colts and Titans. Colts they came out the gate pretty hot. Daniel Jones is trying to make a statement. We got the rookie in Tennessee. Those are always good games. Before I was a Raider fan and I was a Titan fan, in the early 2000s, yeah, I know I'm a trader, but, I guess I grew into my Raider roots, if you want to call it that. But I think the Colts, are looking good. They're, riding some good momentum. So I think I'm gonna go Colts on the road against the Titans in another close game. But yeah, I'm gonna go Colts. And then we got my Raiders against the Washington Commanders. Um, Man, we took a tough L last week against a really good Charger team. But I think we'll bounce back. Uh, I don't know. I think Daniels might be out, but even if Daniels was playing, I think we'll be able to pull that off. Obviously I'm never gonna go against bet against my Raiders, but yeah, I got the Raiders on the road. Um, should be a good game. Should be a good game. And then we got the Rams and the Eagles. Man, this has a this has a potential game of the year right here. Both teams are looking really good. Rams are looking surprisingly good. You know, Eagles are, right where they left off. Potential NFC Championship matchup. If the Rams keep on, doing what they're doing, Devontae is looking like he's settling in. So, uh, Eagles at home, are pretty tough to beat. So I'm gonna have to go Eagles in a really good game. Most likely a low scoring game. But yeah, that should be a great game. But I'm gonna go Eagles over the Rams. But I think the Rams might have a good season this year. Um, and then we got Falcons in Carolina against the Panthers. The rookie Penix, or no, he's not a rookie. Is he a rookie? I don't even know. But either way, Penix is looking really good. Bijan, he's tearing it up right now. The Panthers, I don't know. I think they still got a long way to go with Bryce Young, but yeah, Falcons are looking good. Falcons are looking good. So I'm gonna go Falcons on the road. Falcons on the road against the Panthers. Next game we got Steelers and Patriots in New England. Always a tough place to play. Um, you know, we were able to get a win in New England first game. But it looks like they're starting to come alive a little bit. Drake May, he's starting to do his thing, so that should be a really good game. Obviously we got Rodgers in his last year, uh, surprisingly looking pretty solid. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You got the young QB against the vet, um, all-time great, and I think I'm gonna go with Steelers on the road in a close one. But I think Rodgers is his experience and all that he brings. I think they're gonna pull it out. So I'm gonna go Steelers on the road against the Patriots. Next, we have a lot of 10 o'clock games. We got Packers and Browns. Packers and Browns. Packers are looking really good. They're looking really good. They're one of the top contenders right now, probably the best team in the league. They, I don't know, they got a lot of quarterbacks. They're sticking with Flacco. Uh, they're another team that that could spoil a party, but I don't know. I think the Packers are just looking too good right now. They're looking too good. So yeah, I'm gonna go Green Bay on the road against the Browns. I'm gonna go Packers. To wrap up the 10 o'clock slot, we got Jets and Bucks. Buccaneers are another team that they might be one of those sleeper teams. Baker, he's kind of cooking right now. Um, Obviously, Godwin he's still out. But they got some pretty good weapons. Obviously Evans is always a tough matchup for any DB, any quarterback. But uh, Jets, Fields is, he's trying to do what he can do. He's a great QB. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Bucks at home. Um, they're looking really good right now, so I'm gonna go Bucks at home against the Jets. And then to kick off the afternoon games, we got Broncos and Chargers. Another divisional game for the Chargers against the Broncos. At home, at SoFi. Like I said, Chargers are looking really good. They got a lot of potential to make it all the way. Herbert is looking the best he's ever looked. They got a big win to open up the season against KC. Um, took the Raiders out pretty good. So yeah, I mean, although Bo Nix is he's solid. He's a solid quarterback. I think they still got a young team though, but yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers at home against the Broncos. A lot of good games this week. A lot of good games. A lot of good games that could go either way. Um, and then we got Saints and Seahawks. Seahawks, it looks like they're getting kind of comfortable with Darnold, and yeah, I don't know. I think the Saints, I think they might be in a rebuilding stage. So, and then you have the 12th man in Seattle, so always a tough place to play. Especially for a young QB. So I'm gonna go Seahawks at home against the Saints. Seahawks at home. And then we got Cowboys in Chicago against the Bears. Man, these Cowboys, they always start off hot. Um, had a crazy game against the Giants this past week. Uh, the Bears, I don't know, man. I think Williams has a lot of growing to do. I mean, he has his times where he looks great, but I don't know. I think the Cowboys, you know, think the Cowboys could get it done in Chicago, so I'm gonna go Cowboys on the road. Cowboys on the road against Chicago. Then we got Arizona in San Francisco against the Niners. I believe Purdy might be out. Um, I don't know. I feel like the Cardinals might be one of those teams, to creep in at the end of the year. Murray, he's one of those quarterbacks that you just can never count out. Looks like they have a really good team this year. Started off pretty good, 2-0. Niners have a great defense. Should be a pretty good game. Should be a pretty good game, but I think I'm gonna go. Um, if you want to call it an upset, I think I'm gonna go Cardinals on the road. I think the Cardinals could get it done on the road, especially if Purdy's out. So Cardinals in San Fran. Cardinals in San Fran, and then Sunday night we got the Chiefs in New York against the Giants. Chiefs in New York against the Giants. I think the Chiefs, man, both teams are looking for some type of bounce back. I don't think anybody saw the Chiefs starting off 0-2. Even though they've played probably the two best teams in the league right now. But I mean, man, you can never count out Mahomes. He is who he is. He's proven himself time and time again. You got Wilson in New York, trying to prove that he still has it. Uh, Man, this could either be a really good game or a blowout um by the Chiefs. So, uh, I just don't see the Chiefs starting 0-3. So I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chiefs on the road. Chiefs on the road. Should be a good game though. Might be another one of those crazy games that the Giants had against Cowboys. But yeah. And then wrapping it up on Monday night, we got Lions and Ravens. Potentially the game of the week besides Rams and Eagles. Man, this could be the Super Bowl. This could be the Super Bowl. The Lions looking for, that revenge. The Ravens, Lamar trying to, get over the hump. Man, in Baltimore, I think I'm gonna have to go Ravens at home. It looks like Lamar he's pretty hungry right now. Um, Even though you can't count out Goff, man, that's gonna be that should be a great game, great game. But I think the Ravens are gonna pull it out in a close one. So I'm gonna go Ravens. I'm gonna go Ravens at home. Ravens at home against the Lions. So yeah, that's week 3. It's been a great 2 weeks to start the season out. We've had some great games. So I got Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Colts, Raiders, Eagles, Falcons, Steelers, Packers, Bucks, Chargers, Seahawks, Cowboys, Cardinals, Chiefs, and Ravens. Yeah. Uh, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think my next episode will probably do a week 3 overview and see how we did. But yeah, I guess that's it for episode 1. Um, Thanks again for watching. If you stuck it out the whole way, and I guess we'll talk to you next time. It's nothing but the rip. Peace.